a new pack. The wolves had been watching Darian for 3 days before they attacked. He was sure of it now, studying the fresh tracks in the snow around the bus stop. Just like he was sure Blake Matthews had spent weeks watching him before that first accidental collision in the hallway that left Darian with a cracked phone and a clear message. "Welcome to Minnesota, city boy." Darian shifted his weight, wincing at the ache in his ribs from yesterday's gym class incident. The bruises were still forming, hidden beneath his winter coat. His phone screen flickered in the pre-dawn darkness, displaying Blake's latest text. "Early bird gets the worm, city boy." The battery icon flashed red, 3% left. Not that it mattered out here, where signal bars went to die. The snow had started falling again, thick flakes illuminated by the single light above the rural bus stop. Darian had begun arriving early, trading sleep for safety, learning that surviving in this new life meant adapting. His mother called it settling in. Darian called it evolution. The first howl cut through the darkness like a knife. Darian's heart seized, but his body stayed still. Another adaptation, learned from months of trying not to draw attention. Don't run. Running triggers the predator's instinct. He'd read that in one of his wolf books, the ones he'd started devouring after moving here. Knowledge as armor. Yellow eyes flickered between the trees. One pair, then three, then five. The pack moved like shadows through the pre-dawn murk, their movements precise, coordinated. Nothing like Blake's clumsy thugs with their performative swagger. "At least wolves kill for survival," Darian whispered, his breath clouding in the freezing air. Not fun. The alpha emerged first, massive, gray-black, with eyes that held more intelligence than any of the dull stares Darian endured in school hallways. It padded forward through the snow, and Darian felt a strange sense of recognition. How many times had he watched National Geographic documentaries, pausing on scenes of wolf packs, studying their social dynamics, while pretending to his mother he was watching normal teenage shows? The wolf's head tilted, evaluating. Darian remembered another fact from his readings. Wolves rarely attack humans. But that thought provided little comfort as more of the pack emerged from the tree line, forming a loose semicircle. Their coordinated movement reminded him of how Blake's friends would materialize in the hallways, cutting off escape routes. That's when Darian felt something shift inside him. Here, in this moment of genuine peril, he felt oddly calmer than he did at school. At least these predators were honest about their nature. The alpha lunged without warning. But months of dodging Blake had honed Darian's reflexes. He swung his backpack like he'd learned to do when protecting his vital areas, catching the wolf's initial bite. Textbooks and binder rings absorbed the impact. Blake made me practice for this, Darian thought, with a surge of wild humor. Snow sprayed as Darian spun, keeping the backpack between himself and snapping jaws. The other wolves closed in, but their movements were predictable compared to the chaotic cruelty of teenage boys. Each feint, each lunge came with purpose, not malice. Blood spotted the snow, his arm caught by a glancing bite, but the pain felt clarifying, real, not like the dull, shameful ache of being slammed into lockers. Headlights cut through the snow. The bus was early for the first time in months, its diesel engine rumbling through the frozen air. But another set of lights appeared from the opposite direction. Blake's father's truck, dropping him off early. Both vehicles converged on the scene as the wolf pack retreated to the tree line, visible but no longer advancing. Darian stood his ground, arm bleeding, backpack torn, eyes locked with the alphas. He didn't turn when he heard the truck door slam, followed by Blake's sharp intake of breath. "Holy shit," Blake whispered, for once without his practiced tough guy drawl. "Are those—" The alpha wolf held Darian's gaze for one more moment before melting back into the forest with its pack. Only then did Darian turn to face his human tormentor, snow swirling between them. Something had changed. Darian could see it in Blake's face. The way he took an unconscious step back, the way his eyes darted between Darian's bloody arm and the tree line, the careful distance he kept as they boarded the bus. By lunch, the story had spread through school. Darian caught fragments of whispered conversations. Fought off a whole pack. Something wrong with his eyes now. Did you see the blood on his jacket? He heard Blake tell a friend, he's not right anymore. The words carried a note of fear, poorly disguised as dismissal. Darian smiled, feeling the new sharpness of his expression. The next morning, he stood tall at the bus stop, watching the tree line. A distant howl echoed through the frozen air, and Darian felt his lips pull back, revealing teeth in what wasn't quite a smile. He understood now. Being hunted had taught him how to hunt. Being prey had shown him how to be a predator. And somewhere between the wolves and the bullies, he'd found his own kind of pack. The snow kept falling, covering all tracks, old and new, in clean white silence.